Russian President Vladimir Putin told North Korean leader Kim Jong-un that Moscow and Pyongyang will work together to further build up the entire range of constructive bilateral ties. This was reported by the North Korean state agency KCNA. In a letter to Kim Jong-un on the occasion of North Korea's Liberation Day, Putin said closer relations are in the interests of both countries and will help enhance security and stability on the Korean Peninsula and Northeast Asia, the agency said. Kim Jong-un also sent a letter to Putin, in which he noted that Russian-North Korean friendship began during World War II with the victory over Japan, which occupied the Korean Peninsula. Strategic and tactical cooperation, support and solidarity between the two countries are being raised to a new level to eliminate threats and provocations from hostile military forces, Kim Jong-un said in a letter. The KCNA did not specify what is meant by hostile forces, but the term is commonly used to refer to the U.S. and its allies. As UNIAN reported earlier, in July North Korea recognized two so-called People's Republics in Donbass as independent states, and officials raised the issue of sending North Korean workers there to help with construction and other work. In response, Ukraine immediately severed relations with Pyongyang because of this move. The Verkhovna Rada again extended martial law and general mobilization in Ukraine. They will last at least another 90 days. Today, Parliament adopted Bill No. 7664 on the extension of martial law, as well as Bill No. 7665 on the extension of the general mobilization period. Both documents were supported by 328 people's deputies. Thus, martial law and mobilization were extended for another 90 days after August 23, that is, until November 21, 2022. Recall that for the period of martial law, male citizens of Ukraine aged 18 to 60 years are limited to travel outside the country. The freedom of movement of citizens, foreigners and stateless persons is also limited. A curfew is set. Martial law in Ukraine was introduced on the first day of a full-scale Russian invasion, February 24, 2022, although the undeclared war had already lasted for 8 years. The Verkhovna Rada twice extended martial law for 30 days, and on May 22 for 90 days, until August 23. Same with mobilization. The total world population has reached the 8 billion mark. Of these, 55% are men and 49.5% are women. Such data is provided by the Countrymeters service. Now the population is increasing by more than 90 million people a year. More than 70% of the world's population lives in the 20 most populous countries, with about 36% of the world's population living in China and India. Even though China is currently the most populous country in the world, India's population is growing at a much faster rate. In 2023, India is expected to take its place in this ranking. In addition to them, the top 5 most populous countries included the United States of America, Indonesia and Pakistan. More than half of the world's population identifies with a religious group. The largest groups are Christianity, 32%, and Islam, 24%. And the top 5 most common causes of death in the world are ischemic heart disease, stroke, infection of the lower respiratory tract, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and cancer of the trachea, bronchi, and lungs. As UNIAN reported, since the start of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, Ukrainians have crossed the state border more than 10 million times. Electricity prices in Europe jumped to a new record due to rising natural gas prices, exacerbating an energy crisis that threatens to plunge the eurozone into recession. Bloomberg writes about it. Thus, electricity tariffs for the next year in Germany increased by 3% up to €474 per megawatt-hour, according to the European Energy Exchange. This is almost 6 times more than last year, while the price has doubled in the last 2 months. It is noted that the market is driven by fears due to a shortage of gas in Europe, which will not allow enough electricity to be produced this winter. European governments are considering measures to ease the pressure and impact of rising energy prices on economies. According to Rystad Energy AS analyst Fabian Ronningen, there are no clear signs of an end to the extreme price increase. The continent's low nuclear, hydropower and coal capacities are not enough to alleviate this pressure, he said.